Yo guys, welcome back to another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. Okay, so today's video I'm going to be doing Record Buster. Moreover, I don't usually do Record Buster videos anymore, but I'm doing this one because specifically this new Haruhime, who if you haven't seen my summoning videos, spoiler alert, I got her, but not in the way you think. If you haven't seen those summoning video yet, I've been told it's worth a watch. It's a little, at least a little bit funny, I guess. But anyway, we're going to be doing Record Buster, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to record this run. I'm going to be using the skill flow, so it won't be a long video. I'm going to tell you what each one of them are for. I'm going to show you the skill flow in a second. So if you guys feel like copying the team, whatever, you can. Like I said, the video is not for score. I obviously have some room for improvement. I'm going to be doing my best to sort of get a better score soon, but anyway, I'm digressing. The whole point is I want to do this run, check my score, and then I'll come back or put on the screen somewhere afterwards the same score that I get using the original Haruhime instead of the new one. It's just a comparison here. I mean, the rotation was a little bit hard to grasp. I want to big shout out to Doge, who actually helped me a lot with the rotation and stuff. Like it was like 2 a.m. in the morning. He was like, "Dude, why are you awake? Like, let me help you and shit." And he did. He helped me a lot. I think I've somewhat changed the team slightly to what he suggested, but mainly because beforehand he was I was going to use Reveria. Unfortunately, I don't have a water resist down unit that I can keep on the field, so essentially what I'm leaning into here is the physical side of things. And yes, I'm bringing a +2 swimsuit eyes, but you'll be surprised how hard she actually hits in this Record Buster. Anyway, so Otal, this is the rotation, by the way, if you want to copy it or whatever. But yeah, Otal is here for the physical resist down as well as the early strength. Wait, no, yeah. He's here for the physical resist debuff, sorry. He also has the added benefit of bringing a strength and magic damage reduction without relying on Wealth's counter, because if you weren't sure, you didn't know, Wealth's counter attack actually does apply a strength and magic debuff by 45%, so that's that. The eyes is here for the guard rate reduction as well as the water resist reduction. She also hits relatively hard. Even for her level, she hits pretty hard. The Wealth is here because this Record Buster is basically designed for him. Unfortunately, I don't have enough Hero Light to fully ascend him yet, but I will do soon. Line is here for the SA gauge charge as well as the, I think it's counter and crit on her skill too. I forgot his name. Kojo is actually here for his skill 1, counter and guard rate plus 50% for everyone. Beneficial. And then Haruhime is here for everything. Basically, there's everything you think that needs to be done in the game, that's what she does. Anyway, that's the rotation. We're going to get into it now because I don't want this to be a long video. Like I said, otherwise I would be running OG Haruhime afterwards. Instead of doing that at the end, I'm going to put like an image somewhere on the screen of what the score was with the OG Haruhime. But we're going to get into it right now. We are running all of the anklets and everything. Ooh, I feel like the game's a little bit too loud. Might have to turn that down in editing. Okay, so we're gonna just hit auto here. I showed you the rotation, so I don't really need to explain it. Feel free to slow the video play speed down if you want to catch what's happening. Hopefully the rotation goes off without a hitch. But to be fair, this score really isn't, sorry, this run isn't really about the score. It's supposed to be a comparative rather than what's the best score I can get. It's more of a, you know, what can I get with the new Haruhime compared to the old Haruhime. I hope you did get time to see the assists as well, because they are important. In fact, currently, the way the stats are for this team specifically, my Otal is the one I'm going to be SAing with primarily because he hits harder than my Wealth. And that is because of the Hero Ascension, and yeah, it's just because of the Hero Ascension. You know what? It's been so long since I've done an actual gameplay video. It's I'm not really sure what to say here because it's the introduction of skill flow and not manually having to play kind of has left. Is that what I do? You know, what do I do? I just click autoplay and leave it as it is. Okay, we're doing this to get the buff on the Wealth. Like you'll see, he's not going to hit hard at all, but he does need the water buff. I'm going to leave the animation play though because I haven't actually taken the time to look at it yet. I mean, it's okay. Oh, it's not finished yet. Say, you know. And oh, I like the little shield he gets as well on the other side if you didn't see. Okay, so 994k. I know he can hit harder. I'm still missing 2 stars worth of ascension. Oh dear lord. I haven't watched this either. It's crazy how, like, when I play by myself, I just skip all SA animations. This one's really good. Ooh. Bringing in. Okay, I like Haruhime's SA. I feel like they put a lot more work into that than they did Welf's, to be fair. Okay, reapplying the debuffs. I'm not gonna lie, every time Revis comes around, I always get confused because I assume she's gonna remove the debuffs with her SA, but then she does it on turn 6 and turn 10. Kind of throws off my first run, always fucks up my rotation. It's crazy. As you can see, the eyes is actually hitting really well, mainly because of the base. I'm going to turn auto off for a second. We're going to show. All right, so at the end of this turn. Okay, so you can see the single target damage debuff, water resist debuff. Otal has to reapply. Pretty sure. So there was an error in the rotation here. So I'm going to reapply this. Okay, so the physical resistance debuff comes back. She is going to remove the debuffs on turn 10. So there was an error in my rotation. So if you've watched this far through, in my rotation on turn 8, Otal's skill 3 needs to be his skill 2, just to reapply the physical resist reduction, because currently Revis doesn't have that applied. But that's cool. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. I'm gonna carry on now. Good thing it's a good thing I caught that, because I actually would. Oh, she applies her own physical. Dumbass. That's why it was. She applies her own physical resist reduction. Although having the earth resist reduction reapplied there can't hurt, to be fair. Okay, so she's gonna SA. I never liked Revis's hairdo. Is it just me? Like, Revis's hair just throws me off a little bit, like the weird bowl cut. Like, the first time I did this with this team, I was actually surprised how well the eyes actually survived. Like, not even a little bit of a. At no point was I like, oh my god, she's gonna die. Like, there was no issue for me whatsoever. Okay, debuffs are gone. I'm gonna reapply all these. If you did look at the rotations, you will see there is a certain cutoff point to where it's not even worth reapplying additional actions on the Welf, or any of the other characters for that matter. Like, there is a cutoff in Record Buster as to when you just shouldn't bother reapplying additional actions. And that's, to be fair, you can do the math yourself. If you see how many turns you have left and you take the average damage you're going to do during those turns, if reapplying the additionals will lose you damage, like, overall, instead of just... Okay, so if you lose damage in total in the remaining turns rather than gaining it, it's not worth. Okay, Welf's going to remove the strength buff. That is a critical thing here. Like, I know it's not for the run and this is just a score comparison, but removing the removing the strength buff is kind of a big deal when you're fighting Revis. I'm saying this because I know a lot of you guys watching are actually new players rather than veteran players. Veteran players tend to get to a certain point and no longer need to watch my content anymore. Either that or they just don't like me. Either way, I don't give a fuck. I'm glad you came and I'm glad you're doing okay. Okay, I'm going to skip this because we've seen this. This is already like a year old. The animation's a year old now. Okay, so we're saying 1.3 mil. Not the greatest, not the worst. That was on his own as well. That's without a double SA. If you have recommendations for what you think may be a better rotation in this team, go for it. But like I said, the rotation isn't finalized. This isn't my final run. This isn't the final score that I'm going for. It was just a team I put together that worked. So that I can do a skill comparison, like a score comparison using the two Haruhimes. 1.2 mil, nearly 1.3. That's cool. The reason I opted to use Otal is because, like I said, with his SA, he does out damage my Welf currently because Welf's not fully ascended. And Wealth's SA only does a little bit more damage than his current skill 3 with the additionals. So there is that, and we're going for the double now anyway, so you'll see how much Wealth does. But this is with the additional 20% damage from the double SA. 1.54 mil from Otal there, and then the Wealth. We're going to skip this because we've already seen it once. It should be what, 1.2? Yeah, just under 1.2. So that's with the 20%. So his SA would have done around 1 million damage. So it was better for me to use Otals, and then of course we have the double there, 161k. I mean, every little helps, I guess. You could not be hitting a worse person there, mate. He does more damage the less health he's got. Okay, like I said, I wasn't even, my eyes came out basically unfazed. She had nearly full health the whole time, and 600. Oh, I actually beat my current high score by a smidge. 626 million. I'm okay with that. Right, somewhere in the video now you will see a score comparison, and that should basically give you an idea of the power creep that exists in this game. This new Haruhime is an amazing unit. Even look, if you can't MLB her like me, I haven't MLB'd her yet, but she's gonna be my sole project until she's MLB'd. If you can get at least one copy of her, please do so. In terms of account value, she just increases the level by so much. If you can't, keep in mind that if you are a new player, you still get a copy of the OG Haruhime from the story. I feel like they've brought it into a situation where we now have a premium Haruhime and a free-to-play version of that Haruhime. Like, that's where we're at now. Like, you can get OG Haru from the story, and this one is a time-limited anniversary celebration unit. So there it is. Anyway, guys, that is going to be everything. I am so happy and so impressed with this new Haruhime. Like, I kind of feel like she's, I don't know, with power creep, all that can happen is the scores just get to the point where we're just basically like we're playing Dokkan Battle and we're hitting millions. And there we go, I just got a subscriber over on YouTube. Thank you, Jason Lee, for the subscription, and everyone watching at home on YouTube now gets to see free jiggly boobies. But there we go. Anyway, guys, I love you. Have a great fucking day, and I'll catch you later.